Hello English language learners. Welcome to NOMITA's world of LearnEng Academy. And today we are going to have a look at the remaining 35 pairs of words that are often confused or misused. At the beginning of the video, we will first be understanding the 4 terminologies that were a part of the previous video's take-home message. I know you remember them. They are homonyms, homophones, homographs and heteronyms. So let's have a look at them, followed by the 35 pairs of words.
Welcome for today's video. Homonyms. Those words that sound alike, spelled alike or different but different in meaning. Example. Lie means not true and it also means horizontal or resting position. Homophones, a type of homonyms, words that sound alike but are different in meanings and different in spellings. Example, one, O-N-E, which means the number 1. One, W-O-N, which means past tense of win. Homographs, words written or spelled same but different in meanings. Example, minute, 60 seconds. Minute, extremely small. Heteronyms, type of homographs. Words that are spelled same but have different meanings and they are sound different. Example, if it's a noun, we say present, which means a gift or the tense. And if it's a verb, we say present, which means to give. Now let's have a look at our remaining 35 words, but the altogether video topic is 70 pairs of words often confused or misused. Why? You know the reason. Because homonyms, homophones, homographs and heteronyms. Let's continue. Forbear, to refrain from. His doctor advised him to forbear from alcohol. Forbear, ancestor or forefather. I'll come back to the land of my forebears. Incite, to stir up, to encourage. The party agreed not to incite its supporters to violence. Insight, intuition, awareness. It's a noun. She is a woman of great insight. Inquiry, to denote an investigation. The judge has suspended the inquiry. Enquiry, to denote a question. I would like to inquire about the hostel facilities. It's of or belonging to it. You cannot judge a tree by its bark. It's, contraction for it is. It's no use crying over spilt milk. Later, afterwards, sooner or later, the truth comes to light. Latter, the second of two things. Of the two choices, I prefer the latter. Led, if it's a verb, meaning past of the verb to lead. He led a life of virtue. Lead, it's a noun, but it is pronounced similar, a type of metal. It is well known for its lead mines. Lose, to receive. You win some, you lose some. Lose, to take or leave out. Check that the plug has not come loose. Maybe, perhaps, it's an adverb. Maybe someday you'll both meet again. Maybe, might be, if it's a verb. It may be unbelievable, but it's the truth. Moral, distinguishing right from wrong. Lesson of a fable or story. Ethics deals with moral conduct. Morale, attitude or outlook, usually of a group. This win has been a great morale booster. Mute, silent, refraining from speech or utterance. The child sat mute in the corner of the room. Moot, debatable. It's a moot point whether men or women are better drivers. Overdo, do something to an excessive degree. It is important never to overdo exercises. Overdue, to past due, not paid within the scheduled time. My library books are a week overdue. Oral, hearing related to mouth spoken. She passed her French oral examination. Oral, relating to the ears. The opera was an oral as well as a visual delight. Personal, intimate, owned by a person. She is blunt about her personal life. Personnel, employees. Only authorized personnel have access to the computer system. Perspective, point of view, panorama. You can get a perspective of the whole city from here. Prospective, inevitable, destined, the future. Is she a prospective buyer? Persuade, cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. I couldn't persuade him that she was a liar. Convince, a different word, but often these two words are confused. Convince, inevitable, cause someone to firmly believe in the truth of something. He managed to convince the jury of his innocence. Precede, to come before. I lacked the thoughts that precede speech. Proceed, to go forward. We must proceed with extreme caution. The most confused and misused pair is over here. Principal, most important, a person who has the authority. Example, the judge examined the principal witness, or our principal is very strict. Principle, a general or fundamental truth. The study was based on the principle of gravity. Quiet, an absence of noise. Nighttime isn't completely quiet. Quite, entirely or completely. That is not quite the right thing to do. Quote, to cite. It's a verb. I would like to quote Sudha Murthy in my next paper. Quotation, the act of citing. It's a noun. Avishkar gifted me a book on famous quotations. Rational, having reason or understanding. There is no rational explanation for his actions. Rationale, principles of opinion, beliefs. What is the rationale behind these new exams? Regime, to a prescribed way of life, diet or exercise. Any good weight loss regime should not lead to extreme hunger. Regiment, to direct, to command if it's a verb, or military unit if it's a noun. One regiment was trapped behind enemy lines. Reluctant, to hesitate or feel unwilling. Students may feel reluctant to ask questions. Reticent, to be reluctant to speak or to be reserved in manner. He was reticent about his opinion. Sever, to separate, detach. She had to sever all ties with her parents. Severe, grim, stern. His injuries were quite severe. Stationary, standing still. The car collided with a stationary vehicle. Stationery, writing paper. Stationery is kept in the stock cupboard. Supposed to be obligated to or presumed to. When is our plane supposed to arrive? Suppose, to guess or make a conjecture. Do you suppose we will get to the airport on time? Than, use with comparisons. I would rather go out to eat than eat at the dining hall. Then, at that time or next, I studied for my exam for 7 hours and then I went to bed. There, THEIR, another pair which is often misused and confused. Possessive form of they. Their house, it as the end of the block. There indicates location. Put your coat down over there. Through, by means of, finished, into or out of. Air can circulate freely through the tunnels. Thorough, careful or complete. Give the house a thorough cleaning. Vicious, savage, cruel. His murder triggered vicious race riots. Viscous, thick, gummy. As the liquid cools, it becomes viscous. Wave, flutter, move back and forth. He raised his hand to wave. Waive, forgo, renounce. He agreed to waive his usual fee. Wet, covered or soaked with liquid such as water. The grass was wet with dew. Wet, make something more acute or keen or to sharpen a sensation. The preview was intended to whet your appetite. Which, replacing a singular or plural thing or things, not used to refer to persons. Which section of history did you get into? That, used to refer to things or a group of or class of people. I lost the book that I bought last week. Who, used as a subject or as a subject complement. John is the man who can get the job done. Whom, used as an object. Whom did Sarah choose as her replacement? Wreath, a ring-shaped arrangement of flowers, etc. She wore a wreath of roses round her head. Reed, to surround or encircle. Clouds reed the mountains. And now let's move to the last pair. Yolk, the yellow center of an egg. Add an egg yolk to bind the mixture together. Yoke, oppressive power or to a wooden crosspiece for harnessing a pair of oxen. Every farmer knows how to yoke the oxen together. And the take-home message for today is refer the dictionary, and for that download any dictionary app, for example Merriam-Webster dictionary app, and daily have a look at those words which you find confusing, which you feel like having a look at, checking the meaning. You can check the meaning, you can check the pronunciation, and you can check the word in a sentence, how it is used as a noun or a verb or an adverb or an adjective, and so on. This is the way you can work upon your errors and do lesser mistakes in speaking and writing English. That's it from my side today. Thank you. Bye. Namaste.